What is up, Chef Nate fam? Your boy is back again with another one. Today I'm going to be making you my ultimate curry. It's inspired by curry goat from the islands, so that's where we're going today. I'm going to put my own spin on it, but it's going to be dope. Let's go. Alright, let's start with the first ingredients rundown, and I say the first one because I'm also going to be showing you how to make some rice and peas and also a little Caribbean slaw to go with this so we can complete the meal. But first, this is just the ingredients for our curry. So I've got diced white onions, quite thick chunky dice. I've got diced peppers, mixed peppers. I've got some green beans and carrots, they'll be for later to throw in at the end. I've got some garlic, I've got some chicken stock, fresh thyme, chilies, lovely lamb shoulder that's already been diced. I've got some salt, pepper, curry powder, tomato puree, and that is it. So it's a super simple recipe, super fast. It's all about just throwing it in the pot and letting it cook away for a couple of hours, but the end result is always wicked. Cool, so first up, let's just put a light marinade on our meat here, our lamb. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it with salt, just super basic, salt, pepper, and a little bit of curry powder. I'm gonna add more curry powder later, but I just wanna start searing it with the curry powder already on there, just to sear in a bit of that curry flavor to the meat. It's a great idea to do this a couple of hours before you start your curry to marinate your meat, and that'll taste even better. So I'm gonna leave this to marinate for a little while. I'm then gonna get my pan heated up, so a nice high heat so we can get a sear on this lamb. Wicked, this has had a little while to marinate and my oil is now nice and hot. So let's get this straight in. Let's get a little brown on our meat. Obviously make sure you can hear that nice sizzle. That's how you know your oil's nice and hot. And get rid of this bowl right quick. All right, cool. So let's give that a little mix. Don't move it around too much, just break apart the meat. Let that get a nice sear on one side and then give it another mix. Give it a couple of minutes on each side. Right peeps, my lamb is nicely brown, so I'm gonna go straight in with these onions. So this is about one nice large onion. I've got 3 mixed peppers here, yellow, red, and green, as you can see. So I just wanna throw those in and then sweat these down for maybe 5 minutes or so, just until they become nice and soft. Haven't got to be too soft, obviously, because they're gonna cook for 2 hours in the curry anyway. But yeah, let's just get those cooking. And straight away as well, I might as well just throw in my chili. I've got a few chilies here. You can use Scotch bonnets, or you can just use regular red chilies. I couldn't get hold of Scotch bonnets right now, so I got regular chilies, but Scotch bonnets are always better. They're way hotter, so make sure you take the seeds out and use less. But I've used quite a bit of just regular red medium chilies there. And I've got about 5 garlic cloves, because I love everything that I eat garlicky. Obviously you can adjust that to taste. So let's get that mixed up. Yeah, and I'm gonna let this cook down for about 5 minutes. Cool, so that's been sweating down for a little while. I'm gonna add my tomato puree. I'm gonna cook this out a little bit. That's what we call in the chefing world, we just call it cooking out the tomato puree, so it doesn't leave you with that raw tomato puree taste. So I'm actually gonna use most of this, probably about 3/4 of this tube. And as well, I'm gonna add a little bit more curry powder, probably a good 2 tablespoons of curry powder. And again, I wanna cook that rawness out of the curry powder as well, so we can't taste those raw spices in there. Obviously, you could add other spices as well, ground masala, you could add cumin to this. I find to keep it super simple, just the curry powder and tomato paste is fine for me. Obviously, I'm gonna add the fresh thyme in just a minute as well, and that's a game changer in this curry. That's a super important ingredient, so make sure you don't forget your fresh thyme and don't use dry thyme. Dry thyme is dead. So yeah, use fresh thyme, so much more aromatic and gives you so much more flavor. So yeah, keep stirring that around, keep letting that tomato puree cook out, let that curry powder cook out, and in 5 minutes, we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Right, that is now cooked out, so I'm gonna throw in 4 chicken stock cubes here. Again, if you wanna switch up the flavor, you can use beef stock or whatever you've got at home. I prefer to use chicken stock, it's a bit more of a subtle flavor. So give those a little stir in. Obviously there's a breakdown once I add my boiling water. I've got half a bunch of thyme here, so about 10 grams of thyme going in there. Mix that up. Then all I'm gonna do is grab my kettle, which I've just boiled, and put in enough water to just cover the meat over. That meat is just about covered. That is perfect. Give that one last stir. Make sure the onions stuck on the side. Push those down. I'm gonna turn this down to a medium heat. Let that come to a simmer and then just slowly simmer that for It depends what kind of meat you use, obviously, because don't forget you can use goat, you can use chicken in this if you wanted to, you can use beef. Just keep checking your meat, making sure it's tender. I like to leave a lid off of my curry so that my sauce reduces and thickens as well, so I don't have to use any flour or anything. It's just the natural thickness of the reduced water. And about half an hour before the curry is done, I'm gonna throw in my carrots and green beans, but I'll come back and show you that in a bit. Right guys, I'm about to show you a dope recipe for some rice and peas. Dopest rice out there, but my version is fire. So let's get it popping. I've got some spring onions here. I've got a hot pan with some oil in there. Get those straight in there. Just a nice little dice on those spring onions. Straight away in, I'm gonna go with a little bit of garlic as well. I've got about 3 garlic cloves going in there. So just for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna give this a little stir, and then we'll add some more ingredients. Cool, so they've been sweating down for a couple of minutes. I've got 2 cups of rice that I'm just gonna throw straight in. This will make quite a bit of rice, but I've got quite a bit of curry, so it's all good. Let's stir this rice in, get that nicely coated with our oil, our onions. I wanna throw in this thyme that I've got here. It's about 10 grams of thyme. I basically just half the pack of thyme that I had, a 20-gram pack, between my curry and my rice. I've got kidney beans here. I see some people that they drain their kidney beans, but why waste that juice when it just has more kidney bean flavor? So I wanna go in with the can of kidney beans and the water that it comes with. That's my little secret, top tip there for you. I've got coconut milk here, a whole can. That's gonna go straight in as well. Super simple, super easy. It's one of those dishes that you literally throw it all in the pot, leave it, and it cooks itself. I've got 4 stock cubes here and about 500 ml of water. And that is gonna be enough just to cover my rice. I wanna break down this coconut milk and make sure there's no lumps in it. Hit it with a little bit of black pepper, like so. And I love this liquid seasoning, Maggi seasoning you can get as well. So I'm gonna hit it with about a tablespoon of this liquid seasoning. And then what we want to do is bring this to a simmer and then turn it all the way down to number 1. Pop your lid on so it's completely sealed, and then just forget about it. Maybe after 2 minutes, give it a stir after the first 2 minutes of the lid being on, but other than that, just leave it and it'll cook itself. As long as you turn it all the way down to number 1 or your lowest setting on your hob, it'll be absolutely fine. I'm gonna grab my lid and we're gonna do that. So guys, what I'm gonna do now is show you how to make a quick and easy slaw. It goes great with the rice and the curry, kind of cools it down a little bit. Just before that, like I said earlier, I've got half an hour left on my curry, which I've moved just behind me. So I'm gonna add some diced green beans and some diced carrots. So I'm gonna throw those straight in, just like that. Give that a quick stir. And then as soon as those carrots are cooked, so in about 15-20 minutes, my curry's gonna be done. I'm gonna turn it off and just let it rest for a little while, let that meat relax. But let's move on to our coleslaw. In this bowl, I just have some Savoy cabbage, which I've finely sliced. I've grated a couple of big carrots, and I've grated about half of a big onion. Simple as that. All I'm gonna do is add in some salt, a little sprinkle of salt. Going in like that. I've got some pepper going in, some black pepper. Here I've got some lemon juice. You can obviously use fresh lemon juice. I've just got a little bit left in this bottle that I want to use. And then here's just regular mayonnaise. I want to keep this super simple, so I want it to be cool and refreshing to counteract the spiciness from that curry. And obviously we got the coconutty thyme and the garlic and the onions, so a nice simple slaw goes with it really great. The only thing I do advise is to make sure that you use the grater and the really fine chop on the coleslaw. It goes really nicely with it when it's nice and fine like that. Get your hands in, obviously use a spoon if you're a prude, but I like to get my hands in there. Make sure that grated onion almost becomes part of the sauce. You won't be able to see the onion, but you'll definitely be able to taste it. And it's a super crucial ingredient in this, but doesn't need to be too creamy and too heavy. And that is absolutely perfect. Let's just taste it for seasoning. Dang it, that's what's up. So that's gonna go great with the other dishes that we've made. Cover that up, stick it in the fridge, and it'll be ready to serve. Right, here we have it, party people. Everything is done. It looks fire, fire, fire. I got my curry lamb there, I got my rice and peas, that lovely little light slaw that I made. Everything on the plate looks beautiful together. The color of this curry, check this out. Looking good. Now it is time, my favorite part of the week. You know what it's already about, the taste test. I don't really know where to start, so first I'm gonna dive in with a little bit of this curry, even though it's super hot. The meat is super tender, falling apart. Get some of those onions, get some of those peppers on there. Blow the fire. Pang. Gotta try this recipe, guys. And try some of this rice, some of this coleslaw. That is a real deal. Ultimate Recipes by Chef Nate. Make sure you have yourself a little Caribbean night. Impress your friends with this. Fire. Thanks again for watching this week, guys. I'm really enjoying showing you all these dope recipes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's get the channel popping. You know the deal. Make sure you try this out. Have a great week. Chef Nate is out. It's been real. Peace.